Good afternoon, everyone. This is Antoine Cadeau-Wood, Associate Editor at SAPexperts, and I am here with Niels Osten of PwC. We're going to talk a little bit about SAP CRM and where it's going. Hi, Neil.
Hello, Antoine.
So you've mentioned to me before when we've been talking that you have quite a history with CRM. So about how far back do you go?
That's true. For me, it's actually going back to the very first release that SAP released back in '99. I think it was release 1.1.4. And since then, I've worked on pretty much every release that SAP made available since, and have experienced the growth of the capabilities. During my earlier years of my career, I've worked very closely also with the development teams in Waldorf. I've been part of several testing series across various releases, and so I've seen a bit of the development from the very first stages to where we are now.
So what do you think of this latest stage, this 360 customer product that's coming out? Is this just a simple rebranding, or is there some sort of change in philosophy that's behind this?
Maybe not so much a change in philosophy, but I still think it's a game changer. Whereas before you've thought about CRM as marketing, sales, and service, and you have some T-codes to go back to the really early days that you decide, do we pull that into scope, do we leave it out? You now really have to think through with all the information that you have available real time, how do I make best use of this? Segmentation, you have so many scenarios and different angles available on how you can analyze and target your customers, where before it always took some time to run the report, get the data updated, see what it comes back with, then adjust your criteria, let it run again, see how that plays out, and now you just change your criteria, you see the impact, and I think that makes a huge difference in efficiency and also in the options on how you can work with your customers and your partners together to better service your customers.
So is this idea of just sort of running these instant scenarios, is this assuming HANA underneath, or is this something else?
I would say this is assuming HANA underneath, otherwise we would still be waiting a little bit. Another example maybe that we can look at here is when you talk about things like territory management. You want to update your SIP to Terra alignments depending on how you want to target your customers. Depending on which scenarios you implemented before Customer 360, it could take several days until you are done with your process of realigning your territories. This should now also be a much faster process so that you can actually execute the territory alignments more often and adjust it to your market demands and how your customer base develops.
So would it be fair to say that this is a much more analytics-driven product than the one that was there before, or?
I think the underlying technology enables a better working and a faster working with the information, but I don't think it's just the analytics. It's really making better decisions, faster decisions, faster adjustments to meet your objectives and your targets.
So
if that makes sense.
So the one thing that's interesting to me is that with this 360 customer product, this is the first marketing and sales product from SAP in quite a few years now that doesn't contain the word CRM. You mentioned before that CRM, maybe the word has acquired a little bit of an unsavory reputation, not necessarily SAP's product, but just in general. Where did that come from?
Well, over the years that I've done CRM projects, we have seen customers often attempt a CRM deployment, and there, as you mentioned, in the early years, it was really independent of was it SAP CRM, was it another CRM solution, and the reasons back then, the capabilities were not mature enough. The technology was not where we are today. When you think about everyone has a smartphone, everyone can have access to information right there. That was not the case if you go a decade back. The UIs weren't there, the internet was not available, Facebook, social media was not available, so you couldn't even reach your customers in the fashion that you can do it today. Another aspect certainly around CRM is also, and I think there it differs quite a bit from some of the other enterprise functions, that you often deal with a very heterogeneous user groups. So you're talking about internal users. You're also talking about external users, like your customers that actually access your system, or your sales partners that access your system. And then when you look at these various user groups, you then can also further distinguish between some of these users are power users, other users are more occasional users. And I guess every one of us knows if you don't use a system very often, you use it once in a while, you can be trained on it, but you forget. And then it's kind of hard to use. And for power users, I'm sure many of them like the old SAP GUI with the T-codes. It was fast for them to navigate, not so much for an occasional user. Another aspect there also then in regards to speed to information is that in a variety of different scenarios, when you're a sales rep in certain industries, you don't have a lot of time with your customers. It has to go very fast because your window of interaction may be 30 seconds, it may be a minute. If it then takes a while to open up your laptop, connect, pull up a screen, start searching for a contact person or an account, and so on, it just takes too long. Now you have these capabilities. So I think that many of these reasons led to CRM projects fail. Another aspect then, going back to the various user groups, is that the stakeholder management, change management wasn't taken seriously enough. CRM projects often were looked at as technology implementations, and I think that is a major mistake. You really have to look into what are the needs of your various user groups. Which problems do you need to solve for them so that they can do their jobs efficiently, can interact with their customers, sales partners efficiently with the right information at hand. So I think that these were some of the key reasons why CRM projects often failed and were underestimated and therefore failed.
And therefore the word was tainted after a certain point, perhaps.
We have seen that, or I've seen that with a variety of clients where when they started the CRM attempt for the second or third time, they had to give the project a different name because the term CRM was already burned and from one of the prior attempts, and the business didn't really appreciate it anymore. So yeah, it then had kind of a negative taste to it.
So going forward, maybe toward the present and the future, what do you see this coming year as being, based on speaking to your clients, what do you see as the major challenges that are going to come up this year?
I think that we are still looking at challenges in regards to really taking care of users, translating that into stakeholder management, change management. Budgets are always tight. So you have to see how you can make it work. And you need someone to configure the system, you need someone to write some code here and there, so you can't cut down on these people. So unfortunately, often change management or stakeholder management is one of the disciplines where you then cut off a bit of the budget and try to make it work in some way or fashion. This may be something that continues over the next year or next couple of years. I think another challenge going forward will be that with the availability of Customer 360 now and the access to the real-time information, it really is is a task for SAP, but also the partners like PwC, to educate customers how they can get the best value out of the system. How do I really get the full benefit out of the information that I now have at hand? What are the use cases that I can build to generate the value out of a CRM implementation and make this a successful project? So I think we haven't seen the end of it yet, what you can do with Customer 360. If we go a little bit back when HANA was introduced, specifically then also for CRM, and the first presentations came out. There were a couple of use cases on it. Now at the keynote speech we heard about 400 plus 500 use cases that have been identified. Okay, that was across, not only across CRM, but in the broader HANA spectrum. But it's growing, and I think it's really up to us now to determine for each client, how can we build the best scenario, best use case for them to get the most value out of it?
We'll see how it works out. Thank you very much, Niels.
Thank you.
This is Niels Osten, and this has been an SAP Experts presentation at CRM 2013. Thank you.
Thank you.